Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's episode of Why Podcast, where we tackle one of the most burning questions humanity has ever pondered. Why do people get, turned on? Yes, we're talking about that tingly, fluttery, spicy feeling we like to call arousal. You know, the one that makes your heart race, your thoughts go fuzzy, and your skin feel electric. So buckle up, grab a cold drink. You might need it. And let's dive in. Scientifically, of course, into why humans get horny. 1. Setting the stage. From cave people to TikTok. Imagine you're a cave person. You've spent all day hunting saber-toothed tigers, gathering berries, and trying not to get squashed by mammoths. Suddenly, you see another cave person who sends a rush of excitement through your body. Cue the rapid heartbeats, sweaty palms, and that intangible urge to, procreate. Fast forward a few thousand years, and we're not that different. Sure, now we have TikTok, Netflix, and fancy coffee. But the biology that drove prehistoric humans to keep the species alive is still very much present in us modern folks. 2. The role of hormones, tiny chemical messengers. Let's get technical for a second. When it comes to feeling in the mood, hormones are the tiny superheroes, or supervillains, depending on the situation, working behind the scenes. Testosterone, found in higher quantities in males, though females produce it too. Responsible for libido, aggression, and muscle growth. It's like that friend who's always ready to party, amping up your interest in all things physical. Estrogen, predominantly produced by females, but males need it too. Balance is key. Plays a big part in reproductive health, mood, and, sexual desire. Think of estrogen as that stylish friend who keeps you feeling fabulous. Dopamine, the feel-good neurotransmitter that says, "Hey, this is fun! Let's do more of this." Released when you're enjoying something, from watching a hilarious cat video to getting physically close with someone special. Dopamine is basically your brain's hype man, celebrating every moment of pleasure. Oxytocin, often called the love hormone or cuddle chemical, released during hugging, kissing, and other forms of intimacy, encourages bonding and closeness, like emotional superglue. When these chemicals get released in the body, they create that magical cocktail we call sexual desire or arousal. They ramp up or dial down depending on factors like stress, environment, time of day, and how many awkward Zoom meetings you've had. 3. The brain's headquarters. Welcome to Arousal Central. Let's leave the hormone bar behind and head to headquarters, the brain. You might think attraction and arousal live in your eyes or other body parts. But actually, your brain is the real MVP here. Specifically, parts like the hypothalamus and the limbic system are the big bosses controlling sexual urges. Hypothalamus, a region in your brain that regulates hunger, thirst, body temperature, and, sexual behavior. When you start feeling turned on, the hypothalamus signals your body to release certain hormones, essentially whispering, "All right, team, let's crank up the heat." Limbic system, often referred to as the emotional brain, it handles emotions, memories, and stress responses. Ever wonder why a certain smell, like your ex's cologne or your partner's shampoo, suddenly gives you butterflies? That's your limbic system resurrecting emotional connections and making you feel all the feels. Basically, the brain is a control tower. It observes everything: sights, sounds, scents, touch, and thoughts. Then decides, do we find this exciting or not? If yes, the body floods with all those fun hormones, and voila, you're in that special zone. 4th evolutionary drive, survival of the aroused. Humans have been getting hot and bothered since the dawn of time. Obviously, or else we wouldn't be here. Evolutionary psychology tells us that sexual arousal and desire developed as a survival mechanism to encourage reproduction. If our ancestors hadn't felt compelled to get busy, Humans might have gone extinct faster than you can say Flintstones. But there's more to it than just making babies. Arousal and bonding, thanks oxytocin, help create stronger pair bonds. In other words, when people are more emotionally and physically connected, they're more likely to team up, share resources, protect each other, and raise offspring together. It's basically nature's version of forming an unbeatable duo to navigate life, just with more romance and steamy tension. 5. Psychological triggers. It's not just physical. Sure, biology is a huge part of arousal, but there's also a psychological side. Sometimes you can find a person extremely attractive, but if your mind's wandering off to tomorrow's work deadline, your body might respond with a big ol' nope. On the flip side, if you're super relaxed, had a great day, and you're with someone who's giving you heart eyes, you might feel that sizzle in an instant. Here's where factors like self-confidence, past experiences, and emotional connection come into play. Feeling desired, cherished, or admired can spark arousal just as effectively as physical stimulation. And sometimes, just hearing the right words at the right moment can ignite more sparks than fireworks on New Year's Eve. 6. Social and cultural influences. Blame it on society. Our society loves to shape our perspectives on literally everything. Sexual desire is no exception. From movies and music to social media and friends, we're bombarded by messages that can either fan the flames or douse them. Media and pop culture. Movies and TV shows often glamorize certain body types or romantic scenarios, influencing what we find attractive. Ever felt extra giddy after watching a steamy rom-com? Yeah, that's pop culture at work. Cultural norms and taboos. Different cultures have different rules about sexuality. These norms can either validate sexual feelings or make people feel guilty about them. Talk about a mood killer or booster. Peer pressure and trends. Sometimes hearing friends talk about their experiences can affect how you perceive your own arousal. You might think, wait, am I supposed to feel that way too? Spoiler, everyone's different and that's totally okay. In short, your environment can flip your on switch or hide it under a rock. While biology is the bedrock, culture and psychology are the interior decorators of your brain's sexual blueprint. 7. Stress and lifestyle. The arousal killjoy. Picture this. You're swamped with work, your phone's buzzing with notifications, you haven't exercised in weeks, and you're living on coffee and instant noodles. Feeling in the mood? Probably not. Stress is like a ninja, sneaky and destructive when it comes to killing arousal. Stress hormones. High stress floods your body with cortisol, a hormone that essentially says, we've got bigger problems right now than reproduction. Lack of sleep. Sleep deprivation can lower your libido, leaving you more interested in a warm blanket than a warm embrace. Poor nutrition and lack of exercise. A healthy body supports a healthy libido. Exercise can boost endorphins and confidence, both of which help in the bedroom department. So if you're looking to keep the flame alive, consider stress management, exercise, and a balanced diet your secret weapons. 8. Individual differences. One size does not fit all. Here's a fun fact. Not everyone experiences arousal the same way, or with the same intensity. Some people have a naturally higher sex drive, while others are on the lower end of the spectrum. And guess what? Both are normal. Your unique biological makeup, personal experiences, and even mental health all shape how often and how strongly you feel the urge. Additionally, sexual orientation and gender identity can influence what triggers that rush of excitement. For instance, gay, straight, bi, queer, everyone's going to have different turn-ons shaped by personal and cultural factors. Understanding these differences can help us be more empathetic towards others and ourselves, ensuring we don't hold ourselves to some imaginary standard of how often or how strongly we should get aroused. 9. Technology and arousal. We've come a long way. Let's face it, technology has changed the game. Dating apps, social media, and streaming content can all impact how quickly, if at all, we get in the mood. Watching a flirty exchange on Instagram or having a virtual date can spark a sense of excitement. On the other hand, too much screen time, doom scrolling at 2 a.m., might lead to feeling disconnected from real-life intimacy. Online dating. The sheer variety can be overwhelming, like a buffet with endless options. Yes, it's thrilling at first, but it can also lead to dating app fatigue. Adult content. Easily accessible, but moderation and mindful use are key. Sometimes, too much can desensitize people, making real-life connections trickier to navigate. Virtual communication, sexting, video chats. These can keep the spark alive in long-distance relationships. We've truly got options cave people could never have imagined. 10. Conclusion. Embrace the sizzle. It's part of being human. So, there you have it. The wonderful, and sometimes wacky, world of human arousal. From prehistoric survival strategies to modern-day phone pings, from hormones and brain chemistry to stress levels and social norms, it's a beautifully complex tapestry. One thing's for sure, though, feeling horny, turned on, spicy, or whatever you want to call it, is as natural and human as laughing at memes or crying over a sad movie. Remember that everyone's different. There's no universal right way or right amount of sexual desire. As long as you're being safe, respectful, and true to yourself, embrace the rush when it comes, and don't sweat it when it doesn't. It's all just part of the glorious, complicated adventure of being human. Thank you for tuning in to this extra sizzling edition of Why Podcast. I hope you had as much fun diving into this topic as I did. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and maybe share it with someone who could use a little scientific and slightly mischievous insight into why we humans get so delightfully tingly sometimes. Until next time, stay curious, stay playful, and don't forget to hydrate, especially if things get heated. Catch you on the next Why.